Oh, these poor cats are so scared. I've pet them both, though, with a towel around my hand. And I fed them wet food. I think they healed up a little bit. Come on. Don't you have any bravery? Look at that shivering. This little one lets me pet her. She's so cute. I think I've got homes for all of these. This one's gonna go to an individual. But these two will be barn cats. Well, anyway, their presence in my house is making my other cats wilder. They're like zooming around the house all the time. One of them peed on the bed next to my head last night. Come on. So having these cats here is making my cats misbehave. Plus, one of my cats' litter box got moved in here and became their litter box. So, great. Your new owner needs to get back from her trip stat so I can get you out of here. This one I pet all the time. I'm petting it right now, out of sight of the camera. Kitty. You know, it's just a bit dramatic, you know. Squirrel, what do you think? You're standing guard outside the door. You too? I know you're both being weird. Why do you keep trying to get in that cupboard in the kitchen? It's not even the one your treats are in. There's nothing but roach motels in that one. I'm having to do laundry because of one of you. Thanks, Cass. I just did laundry, sweetie, but I think it was your mother. Let's see. Okay, here's a stack of New Mexico magazines. This is the last of New Mexico bookcase 1 of 2. Check it out. That's Hagen, New Mexico. My son is named after that town. Page 52. Oh yeah, look, Hagen stirs hearts again. Writer and adventurer Mike Smith is so taken by this remote true ghost town north of Albuquerque that he's named his son after it. By Mike Smith. That's me. Hagen stirs hearts again. So it was for this article that I did all this research and I found out the name origin of Hagen, New Mexico. And I mention it in this article. And I should have mentioned that I had just discovered the name origin because now I've seen it repeated many places and I never get credited for rediscovering that name. Like if you read either New Mexico place names book, New Mexico place names, or the place names of New Mexico, it says something like this. Hagen, Sandoval, former coal mining camp, 20 miles east of Bernalillo, post office 1902, intermittent legion 1931. Mail to Placitas, Hagen Junction, Sandoval. Railroad spur built in mid-1920s as a promotional enterprise by Dr. J.J. DePrazla. Okay, so this one just doesn't mention the name origin. And this one has more information. This is the excellent The Place Names of New Mexico by Robert Julian. Hagen, and it says, look, the origin of its name has been lost. And then I wrote in the margins, nope, W.C. Hagen, William C. Hagen, because I discovered that. Yay. But it's interesting, you know, after I named my son after this place, he became the Hagen in my life. And Hagen became increasingly inaccessible. This is old. Mike Smith is the author of Towns of the Sandia Mountains and writes about New Mexico's strangest history and lore. www.mystrangenewmexico.com. He currently lives in Albuquerque with his wife and 2 children. Now I live in Albuquerque with no wife and 4 children. I've been married once again since then. But yeah, I used to write for New Mexico Magazine all the time. I don't think I'm in this one. Why do I have this? Because it talks about Roswell and Ghost Ranch. I should wear my old editor. She was so cool. I should see what she's up to. Same. I don't remember being in this one either. This one I might be in, or I might just have it because it's about El Moro and I love El Moro. I guess I just have some copies of New Mexico Magazine. Do I collect this? I'm not in all these. Oh, I wonder if Adobe is one that they do regularly. I remember an editor telling me, every year we do a Georgia O'Keeffe story. Every year we do a Billy the Kid story. I think Balloon Fiesta was another one. But, well, tourism is strange. Oh, I'm in that one, I know. I wrote this one. This is about the Dust Bowl in New Mexico, particularly Black Sunday. And I got to interview all these survivors of Black Sunday and the Dust Bowl, and it was really amazing. On the 14th day of April of 1935. When he got through his Dust Bowl ballads, were partly about that, in particular one. Great dust storm. From Albuquerque and Clovis and all New Mexico. There's a real aughts design sense. It's very Photoshop. Got 2 copies of that one. Yeah, that was a good article to write. I learned stuff. I acquired a lot of books about the topic that I still have. I'm in here somewhere. Okay, I have 2 copies of this one, and I'm in this one. This is Billy the Kid's Secret Lair in southern New Mexico. Did a lot of research for that one. Went out there many times. My friend Megan took the photos. Oh yeah, super cool spot. New Mexico's amazing. I love New Mexico. And I'm not saying it's like the only great place in the world or anything. I have many places that I love. But I do think you'll just like where you live so much more if you spend time with it and get to know it and go out of your comfort zone and have adventures and read about it and watch movies about it and just like be engaged with where you live. Paint over the whole world with invisible colors of knowledge and insight. There's the wall with the paintings on it in a white pigment. The one I was really looking for was I wrote this one about an underground concert. Is that in here? That happened in the San Pedro mine in the 1940s. What happened to that one? Might be more New Mexico magazines in my closet too, but my closet is a mess. It'll be the last section of books in the collection that I look at. Anyway, New Mexico magazine. It's kind of boostery. You know, it is run by the Department of Tourism. It has that goal, but it's also an invaluable database of state history. It's like the New Mexico Historical Review, but for a more general audience. Even though the magazine has perpetuated mythologies and wrong things about the state at times, like the name origin of Sandia. And I would sometimes have the most interesting parts of my stories cut out because it just had to be a certain sort of more general audience thing going on. Like one time I got hired to do an article on geocaching and I took my daughter. Yeah, one of these might have that in it. My daughter on a trip with this family that was really into geocaching all over southern New Mexico. Picked cotton in a field. I remember that. That was fun. But some of the things I wrote about were just the weirdos that we ran into. One was this guy who was convinced that the lost continent of Lemuria was inside the Organ Mountains down there, and went on about it. That whole paragraph got cut. And then in the middle of the night, this car idled next to our tent at this campsite with its headlights on us for like 2 hours, and it was so creepy. That part got cut out. Became a rather bland article about geocaching. But I had a few different editors at New Mexico Magazine, and they were all great. I really liked them overall. And that's just, they have to do it within the confines of the state. My least favorite thing about New Mexico Magazine is probably of our 50 is missing, this column where it's like just people it's one joke. It's like Marmaduke. The dog is big. But here it's, somebody thought New Mexico was Mexico. And what bugs me is it's like historically ignorant too, because New Mexico was Mexico. How do y'all think it got that name? The 1581 Chalmoscado Rodriguez expedition named it Nuevo Mexico. And as of the Mexican Revolution, it was Mexico. And it was Spain before that, Antigua before that, and much more, many indigenous places. It's a tired joke, and it's whatever. There's collections of books of it. Some people think it's a funny joke. I feel like the joke has a sort of smug colonialism at the heart of it. Like, ha ha ha, they thought we were Mexico. Yeah, we were. Not for the Battle of LA and the U.S.-Mexico War. Still would be. But New Mexico is a great state. I think it's a dream example of the sociologist's idea of the cultic milieu, of a fringe of belief and being that everything that's pushed to forms a new center in. I think it's the blankness of the desert, the empty canvas of it that creates that. You can just do anything out in the desert. What do you think? Nevada and California and New Mexico are also odd. Arizona too, and Utah, if you know, you know. All right, I gotta eat. The YouTube comment said, good channel, but you talk too quiet sometimes. I'm sorry, I'm trying to talk louder. It's just that I'm worn down by life. Yesterday at my job, a kid brought a gun to school and it fell out of his waistband immediately, and teachers and students saw it, and then all of security converged upon him. The situation was quickly handled, but then there were just parents pulling their kids out of school all the rest of the day. Angry at me. I'm like, what did I do? Barely getting by. Stored. Well, The shelf should be dusted, but other than that. If you've watched all the videos I've posted about New Mexico books so far, you've seen everything on that case. Get to this one next, but I may take a pause. Look at another section, maybe comics? Let's have one shelf of comics. That might be fun to look at. Graphic works. What do you think, Sweet Pea? Well, I know what you think already. Your opinion is very clear. It's kind of a short video, though. Maybe I should look at... Yeah, short video it is. If you've ever been tempted to donate to the channel, this would be a great time to do it. I'm on PayPal as @MichaelFarrellSmith. Prismo, do you think I should look at more New Mexico books next and just finish up the theme, or what? Yeah, let's look at something else. All right, Sweet Pea. Okay, Prismo. Baby squirrel, I don't know where you are. There you are. Hi. Just taking refuge in books, as we all should. Run away, escape from reality.